In this topic, we are discussing about different kinds of network architectures and topology. And this is a topic of computer network, data communication part already we have covered now. Now we'll move to the computer network related topics, and starting with the architecture and topology. The topic which we will be taken up now is importance of network topology, criteria for selecting network topology, features and operation of various topologies. Three major points are basically will be covered now. In computer networking, topology refers to the layout of connected devices. Uh, this is how networks, how devices will be laid down is basically part of the topology. In previous, we are talking about computer architecture. Here, main focus will be topologies. Topology is a structure of a network. Network topology is the study of arrangement or mapping of the elements, links, nodes, and other devices which are part of data communications of a network interconnection between the nodes. Now, so basically, we have lots of components are there in the networks. So how we lay down this topology, how they will be linked with each other so that accessing time will be much more faster. Other issues also will be coming up. Like for example, the reliability issue also we have to looked into. Costing issue also has to be looked into. So all these parameters, considering all these parameters, how best we can design the network topology networks. That is basically idea of our discussion. There are two approaches to network topology: physical and the logical. Physical network topology refers to the physical connections and interconnection between nodes, networks, the wires, cable, etc. Logical network topology refers to the conceptual understanding of how and why the network is arranged and the way it is and how data moves through it. Focus will be physical network topology. Other parts will be taken up at a later stage. Considerations for choosing a topology. What kind of topology you have to choose? These are the criteria. There might be more criteria, but few we have listed here itself. The costing part, the cable length, the network scalability, and what type of cables you are using. Some kind of topology may be less expensive compared to the others in terms of installation. For example, bus topology and let's say the fiber optics. Cost-wise, bus topology is much more cheaper than the fiber optics, but fiber optics has a different advantages. So you have to understand these issues very well while choosing a particular kind of media. Cable length is also needed to connect machines in a network. How big cables should be there so that the attenuation of signals should not take place. A scalability issue, that you should not have a topology such a way that if you want to add more machines, it will affect the performance of the networks or future growth of the networks, or it will be more costly. What kind of cables we have to consider so that the issues like costing or the scalability issues or the length issue should not come into a big way. Importance of a network topology. It plays a very essential role in how well your network functions. Choosing the right topology can increase the performance, easier to locate faults, troubleshoot errors more effectively, allocate resources across the networks, so reduces operational and maintenance costs. So all these issues which are important designing or selecting a particular network topology. Not only the cost issue but also the locating faults, troubleshooting if some error takes place, how fast you isolate these errors, that also are part of the network topology. These are the few important ones: bus topology, ring topology, star topology, tree topology, mesh topology, and hybrid topology. Bus topology, it is a multi-point connections. In a single a cable acts as a backbone cable which links all the devices in a network. So single long cable is there and all the devices are connected to this one. It is a single path length of a cable with a terminator at each end, as we'll show you in the next slide. It is a passive topology, which means that only one computer at a time can send a message. Some devices, some topology might be allowing min to send the data, but here is the passive. At a time only one packet can be, or one computer can put your data. Hence the number of computers attached to a bus network can significantly affect the speed of network. Why? Because at a time only one computer can send the message, and if you put many machines on a single length cable, then the latency time or delay time will increase. This is the example of a bus topology. The single length of cable is there and 4 computers are connected. Many more are connected. We have not shown you the end terminator of both sides, but assume that both sides there is terminator and there is a tap on the cable through which all these are connected together. Here, a computer must wait until the bus is free before it can transmit data. As the signal travels along the medium or the backbone or through a bus, some of the energy is changed into the heat, causing weakening of a signal as it travels. Due to this reason, there is a limit on the number of connectors a bus can support and distance between the connectors. So these are the physical properties of a bus topology. But always the one important issue which you have to understand is the second point, that as the signal travels along the medium, some of its energy is changed into the heat, causing weakening of the signal. So signal gets attenuated, signals get weakened as it travels further. So that is always limits the length of this one. Functioning, the computers on the bus keep on listening when they hears data that belongs to them, they receive. So anyone can receive, anyone can see the signal that there is a transmission going on, but not everyone will receive this signal, but because it will not match with this address. So when one device on the internet wants to send a message, then it will broadcast a message to another device on the network. It first makes sure no one else on the bus is transmitting before it when it is transmitting. So basically that is the point which is important here to understand, that when a device wants to send a data, first it will listen to whether bus is free or not. If a bus is not free, then it will wait for some time, and when bus is free, then immediately it will able to transmit the message. So that kind of synchronization is there. All other devices or network can see that there is some transmission going on, but only the intended recipient accepts and processes this one. So because they will match its address. It's a broadcast kind of medium. Advantage of the bus topology: it is simple, reliable, easy to be used in a small local area network, requires least amount of cable to connect the computers together, and therefore less expensive than other cabling arrangement, easy to implement and extended using some connector. If one computer on the bus fails, then it does not affect the rest of the traffic on the bus, or it can be isolated immediately. Disadvantage of the bus topology: in this topology, no two computers can transmit the data at the same time. That is a basic drawback. It does not cope well with the heavy load, which can slow down a bus considerably. Performance degrades as additional computers are added to this one. Terminators are required at both ends of the cable. Hard to reconfigure once it is set up. So these are the few limitations of the bus topology. Ring topology, this is also but bus topology is quite very popular, one of the most popular topology in local area networks. Ring topology is also known as circular topology. This is another name of ring topology. This layout is similar to the linear bus, except that the nodes are connected in a circle. The ring does not have an end. It is made of short segments that connect one PC to the next PC. Data is accepted from one of the neighboring nodes and it is transmitted onwards to another node. So basically it's a ring kind of system. So one is connected. So let's say if we have five nodes in the ring, so fifth will be connected to one will be connected to two with three with four, and four with fifth, and again fifth to one. So this kind of arrangement is there. Data travels in only one direction from node to node and around the ring until it reaches the destinations. Since each computer retransmits what it receives, a ring is an active network and is not subject to the signal loss problem. there is no terminations because there is no end to the ring, so there is no terminator here, unlike the bus where both sides we had a terminator point. Here there is no termination, so the token keeps on moving around it, control keeps on moving around it, anyone can capture the token and send the data. This kind of arrangement you have just seen now here in this case. Each node incorporates feature of a repeater. This is the way. So because they receive the signal and again pass on the signal. Signals received by a node which is not intended for its receiver regenerates the bits and then forward the next node. So you receive the signal. It might be signal gets attenuated. So basically again it will regenerate the signal. This type of topology can be found in peer-to-peer network in which each machine manages both information processing and distribution of data files, this kind of thing. Two very interesting examples of a ring topology. One is called IBM token ring and second is called fiber distributed interface, data interface. Token ring is a computer networking technology used to build a LAN. So this kind of token ring is basically control mechanism. It uses a special 3-byte control data called a token that travels around a logical ring of the node. So token is basically 3 bytes of the data and the data is a control data. The token passing is a channel access method providing fair access for all nodes and eliminating the chances of collision. So this is something, this kind of mechanism is working in the ring topology. Token ring was introduced by IBM in 1984 itself, one of the oldest kind of system protocol, standardized in 1989 as IEEE 802.5. What does IEEE stands for? Every protocol has certain kind of standards, and in computer network we have lots of standards, and these standards are defined by IEEE. IEEE stands for Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. IEEE is a professional body that develops, defines, reviews electronics and computer science standards now. And as you move in computer science, you will find lots of standards defined by IEEE and especially in computer network. One of the more notable are IEEE 802 LAN-MAN group of standards with widely used computer networking standards for both wired IEEE 802.3 for bus topology based local area network, wireless networks IEEE 802.11 and IEEE 802.16. FDDI, another set of standards which was not defined by IEEE but it was defined by ANSI, American National Standard Institute, and the ISO Information International Organization for Standardizations for data transmissions on fiber optics lines in a local area network and can extend up to 200 kilometers. That is the range they are talking about. FDI protocol is based on the token ring protocol, but the media which we use is a fiber optics. FDI local area network can support thousands of users and frequently based on the backbone for a wide area network. That is also connect another kinds of network. A backbone, the term let me define once again. We have defined earlier perhaps in some context. A backbone or core is a part of computer network that interconnects various pieces of networks, providing a path for the exchange of information between different LANs and subnetworks. Backbone can tie together diverse networks in the same building, in the different building in a campus. So when you want to connect different kinds of networks from one network to another network, one LAN to another LAN, one LAN to WAN to another, we use this kind of we use a very powerful transmission media, and that is called the backbone. Easy to install and configure. So advantage of ring topology: install and reconfigure. Each node is connected to only its immediate neighbors. Changing for only two connections are required in order to add or delete a node. An orderly network where every node has access to the token and the opportunity to transmit, because every computer is given equal access to the token. So whenever one node sees there is a token, one can capture the token and starts transmitting the data. So no computer can monopolize the network. Advantage of ring topology: performs better than a star topology under heavy network load. It can create much longer network. Fault isolation is simple. due to circulation of a single signal at all times. If one node does not receive a signal within a specified period of time, it can trigger an alarm. The alarm alerts the network to resolve the problem, but it also has some disadvantages. One is that network adapter cards and multi-access unit used in this topology are much more expensive than the Ethernet cards which are used for the bus kind of topology. Unidirectional traffic in a simple ring, a peak break in the ring can disable the network. Star topology. Each computer on a network communicates with a central hub, also called a concentrator, dedicated point-to-point link only to the central controller, does not allow direct traffic between nodes. Traffic between nodes are routed through a hub. A single hub is sufficient for a small network. However, large networks require multiple hubs, but increases hardware and cabling costs. So this is a new kind of topology, the star topology. We in some other contexts, when we are talking about network devices, we have discussed a term called hub. We have discussed switches. We have discussed network interface card. So the concept of a hub is basically known to you. Now, star topology, the same kind of device is used. This is example. Here you can see now this is a star topology. This is a hub on the top, and these are the computers connected to this hub. Just assume that this is a limitation that one hub will have number of computers attached to it. So let's say here, for just for understanding, that let's say the one hub simply connects only 4 computers, and if I have a 20 machines, then I require 5 such kind of hubs out there, and you just keep on counting the number of the point-to-point connections between a machine and the hub. So you require 20 different point-to-point connections. So this is increases. It is basically yes, reliable. Advantage, will list down few advantages, that if one connection fails, it does not affect others. The center of a star network is a good place to diagnose the network faults. If something goes with the systems, then definitely the hub will be diagnosed, hub will be repaired. If one computer falls, network is not disturbed, other 3 will keep on working. That computer will be replaced by another kind of computer. If I want to replace, easy to replace, install or remove host or other devices, problem can easily be detected. Easy to modify, add a new computers without disturbing. So these are the few advantages of this one, but there is a disadvantage: expensive to install as it requires more cables. This is one point which you have to note down, because all network cables must be pulled onto this central point, requiring more cable length than other network topology. That is a major drawback of this star topology. Central node dependency, that is another point, major drawback in terms of networks. Many star networks require a device at the central point to rebroadcast or switch the network traffic. So these are the few points we have. Then the tree topology comes. This special type of topology in which many connected elements are arranged like branches of a tree. This is the way we have organized. Frequently used, so tree is another kind of topology, frequently used to organize the computers in a corporate network or information in a databases, also called a star bus network. So basically, tree is we'll see not only it is a hybrid kind of topology, because it's called a star bus network. Tree network is a hybrid network topology. So you can have number of star networks, and they will be connected with the bus topology. Tree networks are hierarchical, and each node can have an arbitrary number of child nodes. A tree topology combines characteristics of a linear bus and a star topology. This is example you see now. So there are number of star topology, and all these star topology are connected with a bus now. So on the top you have a linear bus between 2 hubs, again from first to second and second to third. Scalability is there. One advantage you have with this one, there is a reliability issue. uh, no effect on other hierarchical network. If one of them gets damaged, if one star network is down, then other two are working, other remaining are working. Scalability, leaf nodes can accommodate more nodes in the hierarchical chain. Then there is a disadvantage of the tree topology. Large cabling is required as compared to the star bus topology. On the failure of a hub, the entire that network will fail. Tree network very difficult to configure than other network topology. And there is a mesh topology, dedicated point-to-point connections between nodes. The term dedications means that each link is carrying connected to another one. While data is traveling, while data is traveling on the mesh topology, it automatically configured to reach the destination by taking the shortest route. So this is something means mesh topology is already programmed automatically that they are, since connectivity connections between devices are very large, so they always by its design they take the optimal route from one node to another node. It although you commonly use this kind of thing in the wireless technology. Each connections can carry its own data load, provides a redundant path that is advantage from a reliability point of view. Network can be expanded without disruption to the current network. So these are the few disadvantage of a mesh topology. Very cost to implement is higher than other network topology, making it less desirable option. Building and maintaining the topology is difficult and time consuming. The chance of the chance of redundant connection is very high, which adds to the high cost and potential for reduced efficiency. Let me just conclude what we discuss here. We basically focus on the topology part. In computer networking, topology refers to the layout of connected devices. Several criteria need to be considered for selection of a topology: the costing, types of a cable length, network scalability, and we define different kinds of topology. We started with bus topology, then we talked the ring topology. We define two kinds of standards in the ring topology: token ring and FDDI. When we move to the star topology, tree topology, then finally the mesh topology, and with each one has own advantage and disadvantage. With this I will conclude this session. Thank you.